Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome to my next Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid session featuring HyperForce, which, if you haven't seen it already, I just did a team breakdown for the entire team. I have 3 members of it right here that I'll be going into the fights and battles with and everything. But if you wanted to see what the other team members have to bring to the table, maybe it's something more your interest and your playstyle, definitely go check that out and then come back here and watch as the HyperForce take on a very specific scenario. So what I'm going to be doing for this session is Scenario 7 from the book, and you can find this online and everything. Scenario 7 is Double Trouble, not that you can see that from here, but I will be showing it more once I get down to the table, explaining the rules for that particular scenario and how it incorporates into whatever it is that I'm going to be doing for this particular run. If you want to find HyperForce, you can go ahead and get the big box expansion for Shattered Grid. You'll get all 5 of the core members. You'll get Lord Drakon, you'll get Black Dragon, you'll get Ranger Slayer, and the Mastodon Trooper foot soldiers. So a whole lot of like really cool stuff to add to the game in one set, as the big boxes often do. Going into the scenario, I am taking Vesper, Eddie, and Jack. These are my 3 favorite members of HyperForce. The others are really cool. I enjoy the way that they work and everything like that, but these 3 are the ones that stand out to me. So these are the ones that I chose in order to do this. With that said, let's get this party started. It's morphin' time. HyperForce, ready. Power up. HyperForce, blue, ready. Power up. HyperForce, black, ready, power up. HyperForce, yellow, ready, power up. HyperForce! All right, this is going to be good. I'm excited for this one. So what do we got here? We have our locations in their normal side. So instead of using the alternate side, which has special abilities, we're just on this one. I have chosen the Time Force base as my center hub area, which doesn't really matter in solo mode because these have no abilities. I am going to play a game at some point where I will be just 3-handing basically the Rangers here. Well, each one would be their own individual characters and they can move around as they see fit. But for right now, because it's easier for me to keep track of with my camera and everything and whatnot, to just play solo mode the way that, you know, it's made this way. Plus, I really like solo mode. I really do. I prefer it to multi-hand, but that's just my opinion. I know a lot of you out there feel differently, but I just like it. I really do. Also, in order to switch things up a bit to make it interesting, I will be doing Scenario 7, Double Trouble. This actually uses the Black Dragon, Ranger Slayer, and Lord Drakon, which are from Shattered Grid, and these are like the main enemies and the main characters that came with the HyperForce Ranger in the Shattered Grid expansion. So it's really cool. I like this particular scenario. This was a very early scenario, and I'm pretty sure this happened before you got characters like Squat and Babu and whatnot, because Renegade liked to put out scenarios that tested mechanics to see how players enjoyed them and if they were something they want to like see and develop further. This actually has the paired monster mechanic to it. So as monsters come out, they're paired with whoever it is that I happen to have in the deck, which you don't know and will be surprised as I go through. And then of course they do something special for the boss. So I'll read through these as I get to them, but generally round 1 is exactly the same. Setup for the entire game itself is the same way you would have it no matter what. So the monsters that I've chosen are in the deck. Same thing for the boss as you would be in the rule book. They want you to use Mastodon Troopers for at least one of your foot soldiers, and then you can choose any of your other ones. Because the HyperForce actually encountered a lot of the versions of the putties, I decided to do a Z putty just because I like the way they look. And instead of using the Z putty cards, they're going to be Chaos putties. So it's just going to add another layer of annoyance and complications to it, because the Chaos putties are definitely a lot harder than the standard putties. So with that, we have all of that set up here. Let's go over to our power board, meet the Rangers, and start this battle. All right, we got our power board over here all set up. I chose to use the second power board here because it has the Hydra Zord up in this area. Not that you can really see it, but you know, it is what it is. Spoiler alert, sorry, Hydra does not appear within the Zord deck. It's all 5 of the HyperForce Ranger Zords, and then of course the Chrono HyperForce Megazord. As far as what we have here, our 5 hit tokens that I'll be putting along here in order to track our level up process. Extra energy, 2 in the pool, level 0 right now. We'll be moving that up in order to get our Megazords. And then of course, 5 action tokens, and we'll be gaining up to 7 throughout the course of the game, which is awesome. For this scenario, I'll be playing as Eddie, Vesper, and Jack. Eddie Banks over here, HyperForce Blue, is the only one that has a once per battle ability on him. So once per battle, ranger of your choice may place up to 3 cards from their hand to the bottom of their deck and draw that many cards. I gave him this little token right here in order to be able to know that if I've used that once per battle or not. Vesper has a passive ability to her with Cry Havoc. If there are 3 or more enemy figures in a location, reduce the energy cost of your cards by 1. I don't know. I didn't think to put a thing here to see if that would like trigger or whatnot. I would just kind of notice it as I go along. Hopefully I'll remember. We'll see. And then Jack, HyperForce Yellow, Steadfast. Each time you suffer damage before reading any of the cards or revealing any card for defense, you may choose 1 card from your hand and place it on top of your deck. I actually thought this was a once per battle card. It is not. He can do this every single time he gets attacked, which is really insanely broken depending on what you have in your hand. But there you go. These are our 3. Jack will generally be the leader throughout it unless I switch it up a little bit. But with that said, let's get back to the main board. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and take this on over and start our first deployment phase. We'll move these to the side to fight them later. And here we go. Lord Drakon commences a new assault, uniting his monsters with past villains. Now, the HyperForce Rangers will have to contend with the combined might of multiple foes. So it's scenario 7, at least by the way that I read it and people talk to me about it. It's the first of the Drakon trilogy of scenarios within the game. So basically this one is Lord Drakon has found this dimension and he wants to invade it. Our Rangers are there to stop him. And then you have another scenario that happens after that where the Rangers go to his dimension to find him. And then a third scenario after that where they go and they raid his palace or whatever. And that one has a really cool gnarly map to it, at least the way that it's set up. I won't be doing the entire Drakon trilogy. I just like the way this one works for this particular situation. And you can use any type of storyline you want to determine why I'm fighting the monsters that I'm fighting. But we'll worry about that once we get there. Let's go ahead and do our first flip, placing our first 2 Mastodon Troopers at the Resistant hideout. I originally wanted to say, like, Lord Drakon saw, like, oh, early 90s, I'm going to go and invade them and take it over. But that wouldn't explain why the Resistant hideout in the Zord graveyard was here. And, you know, dockyard and power plants exist everywhere, so who knows what actually could be the story. That's the fun of this. You make it up as you go along. Number 2, 2 Mastodon Troopers in the Zord graveyard, and that's going to be more Mastodon Troopers. That's fun. He's getting them all out here early, apparently. You know, just send his forces out in extreme waves. Oh, I also forgot to mention, 6-figure limit, 5, 5, and 6. So it's actually a pretty decent spread of 5s and 6s around. And then Vesper should really get a pretty good advantage with her ability on almost all of these. Here we go. 2 Mastodon Troopers in the dockyard. I don't like that these guys are spreading out so much. 1, 2. Yeah, these right now just 2, 2, 2 all around. I wonder if the power plant's going to show up. I hope not. All right, number 4. One lonely Z-Putty in the power plant. Dude, you're just going to chill there for the remainder of this. I hate seeing the 1s so early because then it's like that a 1 is something that'll save you later in the game from something panicking like crazy. I'd rather get the 3s out of the way. I hope this last draw is a 3. Come on, 3. Come on, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. Nope, it's a 2. 2 Z-Putties at the Resistant hideout. I guess they jumped through the portal that the Mastodon Troopers opened. All right, well, at least that makes my journey easy. I know where I'm going for sure. It's always a weird statement to say, but I really wish there was more foot soldiers around the board here, because round 1 is really like a great time to supercharge your guys, go and fight the foot soldiers because you don't have any monsters or anything to deal with, and then start really working your way towards a Zord. I can get a Zord this round because I can beat these 4, and then I can take out one of these 2s. I should definitely have enough power in order to do that. Hopefully we won't need so much in terms of our cards to do it. So let's just go ahead and do what we know we're going to do. We're going to do 1 move action. So that means everybody here jumps down to the Resistant hideout. Almost guaranteed. And then let's go ahead and flip this to start our first battle with 2 Mastodon Troopers and 2 Z-Putties. Chaos Putties. That's what I meant to say. Chaos Putties. They may look like Z-Putties, but they are super powered, supercharged, and super wired in order to be able to go and start fighting the HyperForce. So we flip the action to initiate the battle. We have 2 energy in the pool. Every one of them has their 1. Let's go ahead down to the bottom down here and draw our first hand of cards. As per usual with solo mode, you get to draw as many cards as you want from any of the deck, but you have to have a hand limit of 7. So I like drawing as close to 7 as possible. I'm going to take my first from Eddie. Python Grab. Attach this card to one enemy card. Reduce all damage to that card by 2, and it removes the guard keyword. Always fun. We'll do Vesper next. Ground and Pound. If the target is already resolved, add 1 dice to this attack, and we'll take another one, or we'll take 1 from Jack. Blade Blasters, fun to divvy out damage with that. Never really liked the Blade Blasters. They're not exactly, they're not super useful in my opinion. We'll do another one from Eddie. Oceanus Blades, those are really good to have. Those are a good 0 cost 2 dice attack. We'll do another one from Vesper, because I feel like she's an offensive one as well, but she doesn't have her defense for the Hercoius shield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll draw another one for Jack. Ooh, Ram Rush, very nice. And then for my last card, let's go Vesper. We'll go Vesper. All right, we got another Ground and Pound. All right, cool. So that's a pretty decent starting hand. Good amount of attacks in there. I like his maneuver. We'll see what we draw. If anything has guard, at least Eddie is there in order to get rid of it. Let's start with the Chaos Buddies. It's been a while since I've played with them, and I forget exactly what they do. Also, remember that there is no model for Chaos Putties. You just use whatever putty figure you want. It could be the regular, it could be Super, it could be Z. It doesn't really matter at all. But rather than using their battle deck, you're using the ones that say Chaos Putties. And I forget exactly where the Chaos Putties are found. I don't remember if it's like a fan appreciation set or if it's in with the cogs, and I forget who else they came with. But that's like an extra set of cards that comes with that in order to upgrade and to make fighting, whatever standard putties you have, a little bit more challenging. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and flip our first 2. We have Erratic Movement passive. While this card is in play, increase the health value of each adjacent enemy card by 1. All right, so this would only go up by 1, which is Chaos Burst. Deal an amount of damage to a single ranger equal to the number of cards in their hand. If their hand is empty, they must discard the top card of their deck. Okay, so that's a 4 health card. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and do the Mastodon Troopers. They also have an upgraded set of cards specifically for them that feature all the other like Ranger-style troopers from Lord Drakon's army. I know I've used it before. I can't remember what one of my playthroughs I used them in, but they had like the Tyrannosaurus Sentries, the Sabertooth Guards, the In-Space Blaster. It was some pretty crazy stuff that they had in there, but this is strictly just Mastodon Troopers, nothing else. We have a fast card. Oh no, that moves that guy down, so now you're a 4 as well. Drain 1 energy. Each ranger must discard 1 card from their hand. Uh-oh, that's bad. That's really, really, really bad. Oh good, here's another fast card. I can deal that. Oh man, Alpha Strike. Deal 4 damage divided among the rangers as they choose. Oh, that was close. That was close. I mean, this is now 4 damage, but oh no. Alright, so here we go. We're going to do Alpha Strike first. Deal 4 damage. Total 4 damage among the rangers as you choose. I'm actually just going to have Jack go at this completely on his own, and I will show you why. So Jack's going to be taking 4 damage now. I'm actually going to take Ram Rush from my hand and put that on top of his deck. So now the first shot's going to hit him like this. Obviously it's going to go to his discard pile, but now if this card is discarded for defense, the next time you perform an attack this battle, add 1 dice. So whatever he attacks with next is going to be 1 additional die. Now mind you, he has a Blade Blaster, which is special. I can actually add a dice to this attack and it would be part of the overall number of damage that can go around to everybody. Pretty cool the way that they do that. Do I really want to, actually, do I want to get rid of this blade? No, I don't really want to get rid of the Blade Blaster. Let's flip over the next card just to see. Okay. So now whatever I do is going to be 2 dice added to it. That's actually really good. Oh man. And then 2 more shields for Jack, which is the Creus Hammer. That goes on the bottom. This might actually work out very well. All right, here we go. Blade Blaster. I'm just going to use it right now because technically I can add the 2 dice that Jack had to this attack to add to it. But the question is, how much am I going to spend in order to be able to get rid of it? I think I'm definitely going to do 2 for the Erratic Movement. But the thing is that you spread the damage around. So even if I do the 2 and this is defeated, it all defeats at the same time. So I would still need to do 4 damage to the dragon cannon in order to beat it. So that's 6 damage in total. I have 5 energy amongst my rangers. I think I'm only going to spend 3 of it. And then I would just need to roll 2 dice. Do I want to do that? Oh man, maybe I should just go all in. You know what, yeah, let's just go all in. This is the best thing I can think of. So I'm going to do 5 damage total, and then I'm going to roll 2 dice in order to be able to see if I can get that last damage, and anything extra, hopefully we'll see what else we can do. Before I do my first roll, I do want to talk about my dice tray really quickly. I did use it in my last one against Bulk and Skull. I just want to remind you guys again that custom dice trays like this, and really anything you could want at all, can be found at my buddy Mark's store. Flairly Poppins, that's F-L-A-I-R-Y Poppins.com. Everything will be down in the description below. It's on the screen now too if you're curious or whatever. You can go on over there, check out what he has. You can send him a message and decide what type of tray you may want. You may not want this Tommy. You may want one of the other Rangers or just the symbols or monsters or anything else you want. Talk to him. He has it. It's awesome. He also has a lot of pre-made designs which are fantastic. You'll be seeing a lot more of these pop up in my games as I go forward. Also, if you happen to use the code HGD15, you'll be able to get 15% off your first order. So that's Flairly Poppins, vinyl decals. Go ahead and check that out. Let them know. Let's get to our rolls. All right, 2 dice, 1 damage is all I need. And actually, that's all I got. That's fine by me. I'll be able to take down the 2 cards that I want to take down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both of these have been destroyed, which is awesome. Now that the attack has resolved, this is back down to 3. Awesome, amazing. We'll take you and we'll take you off of here. And then we'll be able to take these 2 and put them here and work our way towards our first Zord. All right, with that said, the Blade Blaster goes away into Jack's discard pile. I think I'm going to draw from Eddie just to kind of even it out. Coiling Viper, after you play this card, place it on top of your deck instead of discarding it. I will absolutely grab that. And then the Mastodon Trooper here would normally go. They are going to go like, come on, there we go. This, and we get another turn. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Ground and Pound in order to try to take this out. And then we'll get another turn for me to be able to take out Chaos Burst. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to use Ground and Pound, which is a 0 energy cost attack. Normally 2 dice, but I am getting a 3rd dice because I'm going after a card that is already resolved. 3 dice, 2 damage. That should not be a problem. And there we are. Oh my gosh, Vesper. Holy jeez, you just beat the ever-living crud out of him. All right, well, that was easy enough. So that goes. We'll move you to the side for right now. I'll upgrade the, I'll update the, the power board in a moment. I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw from Jack. Krios Cannon, very cool. And then this Chaos Putty goes, and then we're going to go after Chaos Burst. We're going to use Coiling Viper. It's a 0 cost 2 dice attack against it. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill it unless I roll really lucky, but at the very least I could knock it down for the next card. All right, let's see what Eddie does with his first attack. Oh wow, okay, he did much better than I thought he was going to do. He did 2 damage, cool. All right, so we'll put that in the discard. We'll go bloop, bloop, and then deal an amount of damage to a single ranger equal to the number of cards in their hand. If their hand is empty, they must discard the top card of their hand. I'm going to go again against, Jack, because Jack only has 1 card in his hand, the Krios Hammer, which is fine by me. I'm actually, do I want to put that on top of his deck? Yes, I do actually. So here's his deck. He would take 1 damage. I'm going to put the Krios Hammer on top of it before I draw anything. Hey, look, there it is. Throw that down on the bottom. Hooray. It's actually really good. I gotta draw more for Jack and just see what I can do in terms of like constantly defending things. But now that I did that, yeah, let's do actually the Oceanus Blades. Actually, the Coiling Viper goes back on top of my deck, which is fine. But I can do this now, which is another 0 cost 2 dice attack. And after you resolve, you and another ranger of your choice may each draw 1 card. All right, simply enough. 1 damage, Eddie. Let's go. All right, you did 2. That's fine. Not a bad first round. I've had better, but I've had worse as well. And quite frankly, we cleared the board, which is great. So now that's completely empty. We'll put this into the discard, and then Eddie will draw his top card from it because the Oceanus Blades let me do that. So I get the Coiling Viper, and then I'm going to take from Jack, which is Protect and Serve. Very cool. And then you know what? Just because I can, being in solo mode, I'm going to draw Vesper, which is Hades' technique. Do I want to do this now? Actually, yes, I do. I do. Technically, it is the Rangers' turn again, because we fought these putties here. Wait, no, we didn't. No, never mind. I'm sorry. You're right. I feel like some of you are telling me no, because I did the first attack with Eddie here. It didn't do anything, or it did 2 damage. They went, and then we had our second attack on this side, and that beat him. Okay, no, we're done. I was going to play the Hades technique to gain some energy back, but that's okay. At least I have it in my hand for the next round. So let's clean up, go over to the power board, and move on to a new location. All right, so we got 1, 2 here. That's good. Even though I didn't use anybody's stuff, that's fine. Well, I did technically use Jack's. I should have been able to use Vesper's, but nothing really came up for me to be able to need it. Let me throw these here. 1, 2. And what I'm going to do is we're going to flip 1 for a movement. And then I'm going to do this, and we're going to go to... Let's go to the dockyard. Why not? Let's go there. Here we are. Step away from the goods if you know what's good for you. Is that how Jack would say? I actually don't quite remember. I just kind of hear Bulk's voice whenever Jack talks, because it's the same actor, obviously, like that. I gotta rewatch HyperForce at some point. It's really good. It is like a very well done show, and it's really cool seeing these Rangers in action, or at least, theater of the mind or whatnot. I just wish that some of the episodes were a little easier to listen to, because it just gets too cringy, it gets too slow at times, and some parts are really, really good, but you gotta get through some of those really tough parts in order to get to the good stuff. Anyway, here we are at the dockyard. We only have 2 Mastodon Troopers. If we beat them both, then we get ourselves a Zord. Blaster Rifle. Deal 2 damage to each Ranger. Nice. And then a fast card. Come on. Drain 1 energy. Each Ranger must discard 1 card from their hand. This is going to be the death of me. This card is going to be 100% the death of me. I wish I had Chloe in this situation. Actually, before I start that, I am going to draw 1 for Jack, just so he has something else in his hand, because now we're going to go and activate the Dragon Cannons, which means everybody has to discard 1 card, and then, drain an energy. I'm going to do Hades Technique for Vesper, Python Grab for Eddie, and Headbutt for, Jack. So these 3 are going to the discard pile, and we're only starting with 1 energy. Oh, that's fun. All right, well, here we go. Coiling Viper. Might as well just use it because it's in my hand. 2 dice attack, 0 energy cost, and then after I play this card, which I just did, it goes on top of my deck instead of discarding it, which is very good to have, going after Blaster Rifle. Let's go, Eddie. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, my God. That's amazing. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Nicely done, Eddie. Nicely done. We'll put that back on top of his deck. Hey, look, some of these cards are hard to deal with. They really are. And it really is a luck of the roll. But, man, that's amazing. I love it. I love it when stuff like that works out. Oh, it's so good. I'm going to draw from Jack just to have another... Oh, Protect and Serve. Another one of those in my hand. Fun. So that's going to go, and then I do have a Ground and Pound in my hand, so we're going to go ahead and do a 3 dice attack against Dragon Cannon. I do love thematically having 1 of each color dice, so 3 dice attack from all 3 Rangers. 3 damage is exactly what we got, plus some. That's amazing. Because by doing that, this guy goes, this is gone. And we have now unlocked our first Zord. I'm not going to draw anything because I don't want it to take it out of my hand or anything out of my deck right now. But let's go see what our Zord is. All right, so before we do any of that, I would gain the Zord right now. But this is the end of the battle. Actually, no, we're going to do this in the order that happened. So we beat the one guy, that would go there. And then we beat the other guy, which would be 6. And that would automatically level us up. So let's go ahead and move these over here. And then we'll go ahead and move this from 0 to 1. And we will get the Ram Hyper Zord. Exhaust this card when any Ranger suffers damage. Reduce that damage by 3. Not bad. Decent. I don't mind defensive cards. I think I mentioned in my team breakdown, I kind of wish this had some type of retaliation effect to it. Because it should, because it's a Ram. But that's all right. We will take that. And so then we have 1 energy left over in the pool. I am going to give this to Eddie because he has the least amount of cards in his... in his discard pile, And to end the round, we're going to go ahead and flip this, and we're going to recharge Vesper and Jack. So they're each going to gain back 1 energy, and they're each going to recover 6 shields worth of cards. Vesper only has 4 in her discard pile, but really these drowned in pounds are probably the most important thing ever. Especially, and then the Hades technique as well, because there's not much energy gain in this, with this team or whatever. So these going back into her deck really help out. And actually, Jack has exactly 6 in his discard pile as well. So let's go ahead and put that 3 back. And then, of course, his star defenses or whatever. That really saved me as well, adding that extra dice to the attack. Always, always a wonderful thing. All right, that wasn't a terrible round 1. Our board is pretty clear right now. We have our 3 Rangers up here just kind of chilling. Resistance and the Dockyard are both cleared out. 1 at the power plant and 2 at the Zord graveyard. Still plenty of space for characters to sit and, or I should say, foot soldiers and monsters to kind of spawn in or whatever. Maybe we'll get lucky if a lot of things come to the Dockyard. I doubt that very, very much. But in any event, we've used everything for this particular round. So let's go ahead and reset all of this. I can't use the Ram Zord for anything because it's in battle only. So it's just there. I'm going to move these here because we know we're going to have another battle really soon at the beginning of the next round. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and start that next round with the next deployment. This is where things are going to get interesting because now once a monster comes out, it's going to be paired with another monster. So here we go. First deployment. 2 Mastodon Troopers in the power plant, not where we are. I can almost guarantee wherever it is that's happening here, we're going to have to spend a movement point first to go somewhere. It's almost a guarantee at this point. My luck feels like that's exactly what it should be, or is it going to be? Resistance hideout, 2 Chaos Putties will be popping up there. They must have been hiding in the tents as we were fighting those soldiers, and they're just like zipping around like whatever crazy energy that they have. Next, we have, oh, here we go. So we got 2 Mastodon Troopers, and then the monster going to, oh, it's going to the Dockyard. Yes. Okay. Nope. This is great. This is great. So the monster that we have to face is the Nasty Knight, but along with him, he is paired with the Black Dragon. We've word that this monster, the Nasty Knight, is not alone, but is accompanied by another terrifying threat. The Black Dragon. As the 2 of them wreak havoc upon the town, you hear the Black Dragon's terrifying mechanical call. Let's see what the Rangers of this dimension are capable of. So yeah, the scenario book didn't actually mention Nasty Knight, even though these 2 are actually paired in the scenario book. But I just added it in there for flavor's sake. Yeah, we have Black Dragon here, this massive hulking, living Zord of sorts, which, if I can remember correctly, isn't this Trini inside of him? Or at least whatever dimension that Draken overtook or whatever, this happens to be Trini. And then, of course, we all know Nasty Knight as one of the monsters that fought Zack in the original MMPR. So these 2, along with 2 Mastodon Troopers, are going to the Dockyard. This actually, this worked out perfectly. All right, so these 2 are going to go here with us, and then the Mastodon Troopers are just they're gonna flank them, or they're gonna like support their rear. It's like, we got the Sirs, don't worry. You just put up your shield and then your energy blast, which just makes sense because it's like he blocks while the dragon shoots us. And now, as far as figure limit goes, because these are considered a paired monster, they are considered as 1 figure. So really it's 1, 2, 3 here in the Dockyard instead of what you see as 4. Good thing, bad thing, maybe something in the middle. I guess it really all depends on what we draw next. So we're good with these. These 2 can go back now. We still got 2 more draws. So, see, what I tell you? Oh no, 2 Chaos Putties coming at us. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which actually maybe this isn't such a bad thing after all, because that means this spot panics. But it's the only spot right now that is panicking, both because of a full figure limit and because that's where the monsters spawned into. All right, last one. What do we got? We got 2 Chaos Putties in the Zord graveyard. That's getting a little bit crowded. Same thing with the power plant. We'll have to see how our battles with, hopefully it's a single one, with Black Dragon and Nasty Knight go in order to figure out which one do we want to go to next. Do we want to take out the 4 here in the Zord graveyard, or do we want to go over to the power plant? Those would be one of my 2 choices that I would go to after this particular encounter. especially because we technically have not seen a triple deployment yet. So that means within the next 2 rounds, these are going to fill up really fast. So to clear out as much as we can is definitely the best choice. However, let's go ahead and flip this here. Everybody is in really good shape, honestly. Flip that to start the battle. We got 2 here. We got it full. We only got 1 Zord. I wish we had another one, but that's all right. Back to the dockyards in order to take down this monster and the horde that he brought with him. So if you haven't seen my last video where I fought Squat and Babu during round 2, the way that paired monsters work when you fight them is that you actually draw from both of their battle decks. But instead of drawing like 4 rounds, like 4 cards of from one, you're drawing 2 from each. And you have to draw them at the same time. So you can't do like 1, 1, 1, 1. So it's like I can choose either Nasty Knight first or Black Dragon. You put 2 down and 2 down. You only need to defeat 2 cards from each one of the monsters in order to defeat them. So only 2 Black Dragon and 2 Nasty Knights. If during this battle I only defeat one of the 2 monsters, say I beat 2 of the Black Dragons, then Black Dragon would come off the board and I would gain 3 experience towards my next Zord. Then I would have to go back in and fight another battle against only Nasty Knight, and this time he would have 3 cards down instead of the full lineup of 4. But I would still only need to beat 2 of them in order to be able to completely destroy him and then clear out that area. That's how paired monsters work. You ideally want to defeat both of their cards in one shot. That's the goal, but sometimes that may not happen. Now, as far as solo mode goes, you don't get your extra, action until both of them are gone. So this whole area has to be cleared to get our 6th action. But again, they both give 3 experience. So if I somehow work myself up, maybe like go 1, 2, 3, 4, kill all these guys, and then beat one of these guys, I would immediately get a Zord because it would go to the next experience level. That's a very rare thing to happen at this point, but it could possibly go. So now that we got that out of the way, let's draw our hand. All right, so right now in my hand, I have the Koya's Shield and 2 Protect and Serves from Jack. I'm going to definitely draw the top one from Eddie, which we know is the Coiling Viper, as I've used a few times, and it's gone back on his deck every time. I'm going to draw another one from Jack to give him 3, so that's a Ram Rush right there. That's fine. Let's go one for Eddie. Serpent Strike, gain 1 energy, attach this card to 1 enemy card. After that card resolves, deal 2 damage to it. That's cool. And then we'll go for Vesper, which is the Koya's Axe, her power weapon. After you resolve this attack, deal 1 damage to each enemy card that has already been resolved. Again, that's more something near the end of the end of the battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I'm going to do? Before I even do anything else, I'm going to use Eddie's ability. Once per battle, a ranger of your choice may discard up to 3 cards from their hand to the bottom of their deck and then draw an equal number of cards. So I'm going to take all 3 of these. I know the protective, well, I'm going to take 2. The protective serve is fine because I'll be able to gain some energy back for it. But I'm going to go ahead and take the other protective serve and the Ram Rush, put them on the bottom of the deck and draw 2 more cards. So now I have Headbutt, which I'm sure I'm going to have some guard cards in order to deal with it. Plus, he's actually fighting a Z-Putty here, which is hysterical. And then I have the Blade Blaster. He's the only one drawing his Blade Blaster. No one else is drawing theirs. So that's my opening hand. I'm not very confident in it, but we'll see how it goes. Monster-wise, let's start with the Nasty Knight, just because he's like one of the OG guys right there. Lion Shield, guard passive. After a ranger deals damage to this card, that ranger suffers the same amount of damage. Oh, of course. I bet you, yep, I thought so. Usually his Lion Shields are, there's like 3 of them in his deck or whatever, so it was a good chance that I was going to draw a bunch of them. So we got our defense here. Now we have our extreme offense with the Black Dragon. See what we got. Wow, these are all passive. While this card is in play, each time a ranger plays a card, drain 1 energy after that card resolves. Oh no. And then what do we got here? The Nega Beam. It's the fast, so he will be going to the front. Oh god, each ranger must shuffle 1 random card from their hand back into their deck and then discard the top 2 cards from their deck. Oh man, there's actually like very little actual damage here, which is crazy, except from the Lion Shield, but these 2 are now guarded because of these 2 right here. Oh no. Alright, here we go. We're going to go right here for the Mastodon Trooper. Blaster Rifle, that's fine. This can be a guard if it wants to. Nope, it's going to be a fast. Deal 4 total damage divided as I choose among the rangers. That's really not that bad. The Chaos Bodies have a lot of super fast cards to them because that's just what they are. Oh man, while this card is in play, increase the value of each adjacent card by 1. So now that's a 5 and that's a 4, and this is... Seriously? 3, 3, 6, 5, 4. Oh man. Alright, so Nega Beam goes first. Each Ranger must shuffle 1 card from their hand back into their deck, and then discard the top 2 cards from their deck. I'm going to put the Blade Blaster back in for, for Jack. I'm going to put the Axe in for Vesper, because I won't be playing that anytime soon with all the energy drain. I'm going to put the Serpent Strike back in for Eddie, just because I don't know if I'm ever going to really use that for anything. So all of these get shuffled back into their decks, and then I draw the top 2 cards and discard them. Ah, jeez, this is like the worst thing. All right, so what 2 go to the discard pile from Eddie? The Oceanus Blades and his Blade Blaster. Wonderful. As far as Vesper goes, she loses Cerberus Fang and the Axe. All right. And then Jack, Ramrush, and the Krias Cannon. All right. All right, so we're going to be doing a lot of headbutts right now, and we're going to be going after the Lion's Shield right here. It's only a 2-dice attack, but after you resolve this attack, if the target has the guard keyword, return this card to your hand instead of discarding it. So it's going to come back to me to be able to do another attack against the Lion's Shield. I'm not going to be able to beat the Lion's Shield in one shot, so that means a lot of bad things are going to happen, but I want to get rid of this Chaos Wave as soon as possible, because that's just going to drain my energy dry so fast. Alright, first strike against the Lion's Shield is 3 damage. Now, the good thing is, that's 3 damage against it. That's awesome. The bad news is, that damage is coming back at Jack. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3 damage on the Lion's Shield. While this card is in play, each time a Ranger plays a card, which I did, drain 1 energy after that card resolves. So that means we're already starting to lose our energy here. We got to be very careful about how much we spend and what we gain back in order to be able to not like get too crazy and lose cards and whatnot. And then I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to activate the Ram Hyperzord to reduce that damage by 3. So now it does nothing. We don't have the Zord anymore, but at least that finishes this. This comes back to my hand, and I'm going to draw from Vesper, which is the Koi's Shield. Okay, that might actually work out very well. Speaking of shields, Lion's Shield goes, and now we go again. And of course, we're going to be doing the headbutt. We're going to headbutt the Lion's Shield one more time. To get rid of this guard, it needs to have 5 health because of the stupid erratic movement on it. We kill that, and then we can start going after the Chaos Wave, which has 6 health. That's going to be really tough for these guys. Especially because there's just like no high power cards in these. Oh, alright, well, again, this is good and bad. Good because it's defeated. Bad because that's the amount of damage I did to it, so that's the amount of damage that Jack takes. Which I'm pretty sure that still triggers because the damage hits and then it reflects back and then the card is defeated. So it resolves the rest of the text first. So 3 damage going at Jack. That's 1, 2 to the discard pile. And then, alright, cool. So his next attack will gain 1 extra dice. I gotta remember that. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's good. This is actually defeated now. So we can do this. Put this back into our hand. And I'm going to draw from Eddie. I'm going to grab a Python grab. Ooh, it gets rid of the guard keyword too. Oh, that's fun. All right. But we also lose an energy because I played a card. Boo. All right. Nasty Knight resolves. And now we do Chaos Wave. Because that's what I need to beat first. It was fun how all this is passive, but they all were really terrible passive cards. Like, these are awful. Alright, so we're just going to headbutt him because it's the only real good attack card that I have. I gotta remember that Vesper's Shield can actually be paid for free because there's more characters here, or more figures on this side, 3 or more. So at least it's free to play, but I don't have anything else coming at me yet. Chaos Wave, we have to do it. We have to do something. It's 3 dice. 6 health because of this stupid erratic movement card. Come on team, let's do this. Here we go. Alright, so at least we get half of the health gone. That's a thing. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and then unfortunately we lose an energy, so that would be, I'll take that from Vesper. This is now into the discard pile. I'm going to draw from Vesper because I really want to get Oh, it's not what I want. I don't need that at all. I wanted ground and pound, and I don't have anything in order to be able to reshuffle. So, Chaos Wave goes, and we go again. All right, Coiling Viper. It's actually the only attack card I have in my hand. Well, I have a Blade Blaster, but I don't want to spend the energy, nor do I want to start flipping cards for energy either. So, we'll do the Coiling Viper, a 2-dice attack against Chaos Wave. I need to do 2 hits in order to beat it. Come on, Eddie. I need you to do this, man. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I'll take it. Sounds good. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so we know this is defeated, which is fine, because now that's 6 damage in it total because of the stupid erratic movements. I do lose another energy, but that is just kind of how it is right now. That goes back to the top of my deck, which is cool. I do get to draw another card, which I'll take it from Vesper. Hades Technique. Gain 1 energy for each enemy card already resolved. This might actually be very helpful. Because if we go over here, we are losing another energy from the Black Dragon. But now we don't have to worry about that anymore, which is awesome. So now Alpha Strike goes. Deal 4 damage divided among the Rangers as you choose. I am going to... First, I'm going to play the Koya's Shield. Play this card when any Ranger suffers damage to reduce that damage by 2. Then place this card on top of your deck instead of discarding it. So I'm going to have 2 damage go towards Eddie. It's going to reduce by 2, so nothing. So then this will go on top of her deck. And then the last 2 damage will go at her. So it's 1, 2. Good. Awesome. I didn't have to spend any energy at all. So that turns. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Hades Technique. Gain 1 energy for each enemy card already defeated. So that means that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemy cards defeated or already defeated. So that's 5 energy coming back to us, which is awesome. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back here. There we go. It just fell off the board. 6 if you count what Eddie has. So that maneuver took the entire turn, so that goes away. I can draw from somebody, and I think I'm going to draw from... Eddie. I feel good about... Coiling Viper, right, because that was on top. That makes sense. Perfect. So now the Blaster Rifle goes. Deal 2 damage to each Ranger. I'm going to actually let Eddie take that first 2 damage, just out of curiosity. Nope, that goes down like that. All right, that's fine. So then the next 2 damage, I think I'm going to have Vesper take. Okay, so, all right, so this goes into her discard pile. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to play Protect and Serve. When another Ranger discards a card for defense, play this card to gain 1 energy and allow that Ranger to place the card on the bottom of the deck instead of discarding it. So the Hades Technique that would have went to the bottom, or to the discard pile, now goes on the bottom, and we have another energy added to the pool. So now we have 5, 6, 7 in total. And then the last 2 that's going to Jack, we're going to play the Koya's Shield for free, blocking that completely, and then this goes on top of her deck instead of discarding it. There we go. That was the thing. So now here's the thing for the remainder of this fight. We have 1, 2, 3 turns to defeat these cards right here. And quite frankly, I think I could do it pretty easily. None of these are damaging attacks right here, at least these 2. These are all passives, and they're not building up anything. As much as I would have loved to be able to defeat these in order to gain the experience, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use Vesper's Blade Blaster right here and spend... do I want to spend it all? We have 7. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So we're going to spend 7 energy, which is all of our energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is why I don't like the Blade Blaster. You got to put a lot into it in order to get what you want. 7. Sorry, Eddie. I need that here. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at least we know Black Dragon has been removed and destroyed. And then 6, 7. And so that was 2 damage there. Vesper is going to take the 2 damage retaliation from the Lion Sword, which is fine, or the Lion Shield. But at least we know we only need 2 more damage in order to beat it, which is fine. All right, so what does she got? She only has 2. Ah, the shield. That's right, I put that there. So absolutely nothing. And we will draw from Jack, which happens to be a very useless Blade Blaster. Wonderful. But at the very least, Black Dragon is removed from the board, clearing that out completely. Well, not clearing it, but making it a lot clearer, that's for sure. And he does grant us 3 experience. Now I'm just going to put these here for right now because I am going to beat Nasty Knight by the end of this battle, which would give us 3 and another Zord. And that's perfectly fine by me. And then we still have a lot of stuff to work with, so that's awesome. All right, so that's discard. Erratic movement goes. I now have 2 more turns. And what's fun is I have Coiling Viper, so I can just keep playing it. I can play it. Well, I can't keep playing it over and over again. I wish I could, but that's okay. Play this card. Place it on top of your deck. Let's just do a 2 dice attack against the Lion Shield. And strike. Oh, perfect. There we are. There's my 2 damage. Fantastic. All right, so 1-2. So this is gone. But again, because of the way that the passive works, 2 damage is going to come at Eddie. So we're just going to hold this over here. And we're going to go Shkia at the Serpent Strike, which is a 3 shield. That will go to the bottom. He has successfully taken that. And I'm going to draw from Vesper because I played it, which is Ground and Pound. I don't need that whatsoever. And because we defeated both monsters, these go here, and we get... Ooh, the Serpent Hyperzord. Exhaust this card during battle to flip up to 2 Foot Soldier cards face down as though they were defeated. This is... Oh, man. This is great when it comes with that erratic movement because I would have gotten rid of them and I wouldn't have had to worry about anything. They're not defeated. They're just no longer in the battle. That was such a good one. But I'm just going to put this here right now because we did earn it. We won't get it to the end of the battle, but it's here. Whatever. All right, so Nasty Knight is gone. That's fine. That goes to the top of my deck. I already drew. That went. This would go, and we would get another turn. You know, at the end of the round anyway, all of this clears out, but I'm going to actually try a Ground and Pound right now, and I'm going to go after this Alpha Strike because I have 3 dice because it's already been resolved, and if I can kill this or knock this guy out, I can at least earn 1 more experience towards our next Zord, which getting Zords at this point is probably the most important thing. All right, 3 dice, 2 damage. Nice. Okay, there's the 2, and actually we got a 3rd one as well. That's fine. Cool. All right, so that would go to discard. That would flip over, whatever. This would come off the board. At least we would earn the experience towards it. But at the very least, we have defeated 2 cards from each one of the monsters, which means we have cleared the area. These guys all run away. We don't gain their experience, whatever. But at least the dockyard is no longer panicked. That is awesome. That was a tough one. That scared me.